Welcome to another episode of Storytime with Mrs. Smith. Today's book is How Tough Was a Tyrannosaurus. Now, I just wanted to explain to you a little bit of what I'm wearing, so I'm going to show you a little bit. Oh, see Herbie here. So, what if today's, what's it called? Today's special day is part of Spirit Week, that's what it is all about your favorite book characters. Mrs. Smith loves to read adventure books. So I'm wearing an adventure top, and I'm wearing an adventure necklace that I made at Disney World at right near where you can ride Mount Everest, my favorite mountain in real life, and the one I like to, I don't know if I want to climb it someday, but I love to read about it, and so I wear my necklace, and of course Herbie is here to help me and to be with me as I read to you. Okay, and let's get it, there we go. How tough was a Tyrannosaurus? More fascinating facts about dinosaurs. When did dinosaurs live on Earth? Dinosaurs lived during the period that scientists call the Mesozoic, or Middle Age. It lasted nearly 160 million years, from about 225 million years ago to about 65 million years ago. In comparison, human beings appeared on Earth very recently, only 1.5 million years ago. That was long after the last of these giant beasts died. Did all of the dinosaurs live at one time? Oh no, dinosaurs lived on Earth for many millions of years, but no one kind of dinosaur existed for the entire time. Fierce Tyrannosaurus, for example, appeared only near the very end of the dinosaur age. Many other dinosaurs had already appeared and become extinct or died out. Which dinosaurs lived the latest? Tyrannosaurus was one of the last dinosaurs that we know about. Along with bones of the horned dinosaur Triceratops, those of Tyrannosaurus are found in rocks from the very end of the age of the dinosaurs. What were the earliest dinosaurs like? Some of the earliest dinosaurs were flesh eaters, carnivores. Others were plant eaters, herbivores. They lived in South America and grew to about 6 feet in length. Many of the later dinosaurs, such as Tyrannosaurus, reached much larger sizes. What was the Earth like when dinosaurs lived? The first dinosaurs lived along rivers and in moist forests of tall ferns. The climate in those forests was that of some forests on Earth today. The temperature changed little from season to season. It was generally warm. Do you remember what environment that is? That's right, rainforest. Toward the end of the dinosaur age, many plants that are common in parks today appeared for the first time. Those plants include grasses, flowering plants, and trees that lose their leaves in winter. Deciduous trees. At that time, the temperature in northern lands such as Alaska was warmer than it is today. That allowed the dinosaurs to spread far to the north on land that is now usually covered in snow. Where did dinosaurs live? Dinosaurs lived in many places, from the forest to the desert, just like modern animals do. We find their footprints and nesting sites along ancient riverbeds, as well as in huge sand dunes. The dinosaurs we know best lived near rivers and lakes, where their bones were quickly buried in the soft mud at the bottom. Because of the climate of the Earth changed over millions of years, some areas that were once forest are now dry deserts. We find dinosaur bones today in places where the climate is very different from where the dinosaurs lived there. Did other animals live alongside the dinosaurs? Fish, frogs, turtles, lizards, and even mouse-sized mammals lived at the same time as the dinosaurs. For hungry meat-eating dinosaurs such as Tyrannosaurus, those animals were too small to make a satisfying meal. Some were smaller than a single Tyrannosaurus tooth, which was about 6 inches long. Since no people lived when dinosaurs did, how did we find out about dinosaurs? All of what we know about dinosaurs comes from the discovery of their bones, teeth, skin, eggs, and footprints. These have been preserved in the ground for millions of years. We call these remains fossils. What dinosaurs ate, how fast dinosaurs ran, how large dinosaurs grew, and when dinosaurs died out must be answered from examining fossils. How did people find dinosaur bones? It would be very difficult to find a dinosaur simply by picking a spot and starting to dig, even if someone else had already found a dinosaur bone nearby. The skeleton of a dinosaur is discovered when some part of it is poking out of the ground, so that an alert dinosaur hunter can see it. Well, who studies dinosaurs? Do you remember what they're called, first grade? The people who study dinosaur bones are called paleontologists. They find and dig up dinosaur bones. They write about their discoveries. They try to understand how one kind of dinosaur is related to another. Paleontologists need to study many other sciences, such as biology, animals and plants, and geology, earth and rocks, in order to understand the bones of dinosaurs. In what kind of places are the most dinosaur bones found? Well, dinosaur bones are not found in jungles, swamps, or forests. They are found in dry, barren places such as deserts and badlands, where the soil and plants have been blown away by wind and rain. In those places, it is possible to see dinosaur bones sticking out of the ground. In what part of the world have the most dinosaur bones found? The places with the most dinosaur skeletons are the deserts of western United States, where we live, and across the Pacific Ocean in the deserts of Asia. In ancient times, North America and Asia were connected by a land bridge from eastern Siberia to Alaska. The dinosaurs were able to move from one continent to another. Do you remember what this continent was called? That's right, Pangaea. Where was the first dinosaur bone found? The first dinosaur bone on record was found in England in 1677 by a man named Robert Plot, who worked in a small museum. He was the first to draw a picture of a dinosaur bone in a book and explain how unusual the bone was. Because he found only one large leg bone with no other part of the dinosaur skeleton, he thought it belonged to an ancient giant human. What is the most complete dinosaur skeleton ever found? The most complete skeleton is that of the duck-billed dinosaur, Edmontosaurus. It was found in Wyoming as a fossil mummy with a covering of skin. What is the biggest dinosaur skeleton ever found? The biggest dinosaur skeleton belongs to Brachiosaurus, a huge plant-eating dinosaur that lived before Tyrannosaurus. The skeleton of Brachiosaurus is 75 feet long, and the head is lifted more than 40 feet above the ground by its long neck. Here you can see him compared to us. Which dinosaur had the biggest head? Among land-dwelling animals, the largest head ever found was that of Triceratops. Its skull was more than 4 feet long. Which dinosaur had the biggest teeth? The longest teeth, more than 6 inches, belonged to T-Rex. How old did dinosaurs get? It is easy to tell a dinosaur baby with its large eyes and head from an adult, but it is hard to know the exact age of adult dinosaurs. Some may have lived 100 years. How many different kinds of dinosaurs are there? Well, there were nearly 500 different kinds of dinosaurs. Some were small, some were large, some ate plants, others ate meat. Some were very different from each other, and others were nearly the same. For example, Tyrannosaurus, which lived in North America, was only slightly different from the Tarbosaurus, a large flesh-eating dinosaur that lived in Asia. Both were living at the same time, about 70 million years ago. Dinosaurs can be divided into 2 main groups, according to the arrangement of their hip bones. One group had hip bones like a lizard. We call these the saurischians, and lizard-hipped dinosaurs. This group includes all flesh eaters such as Tyrannosaurus and plant eaters such as Brachiosaurus, which we call sauropods. The other group of dinosaur had a hip arrangement like that of a bird. Dinosaurs in this group are called ornithischians, or big-hipped dinosaurs. Oh boy, bird-hipped dinosaurs, Mrs. Smith. The group includes all of the rest of the plant eaters, such as the horned dinosaur Triceratops and the duck-billed dinosaur Edmontosaurus. Which dinosaurs were most common? The plant-eating dinosaurs were more common than the flesh-eating ones. It is easier to find plants to eat than to catch a fast-running animal. Many plant-eating dinosaurs were needed to provide enough food for the few flesh-eating dinosaurs, so the flesh eaters never became as widespread as the plant eaters. Were dinosaurs warm-blooded or cold-blooded? Some dinosaurs were probably warm-blooded, which means they could control their own body temperature. With a high body temperature and an active life, they lived like mammals and birds. We find footprints that show that some dinosaurs could run very fast. Other dinosaurs may have been cold-blooded and less active, like lizards and turtles. They need the sun to keep them warm, and some dinosaurs were probably in between. Could any dinosaurs fly? No. Birds, which are descended from dinosaurs, are the best living flyers, but no dinosaur could fly no matter how hard it flapped. Ancient birds lived along their dinosaur relatives. These were also large creatures called pterosaurs that flew high above the heads of the dinosaurs. Their wings were made of a thin sheet of skin inside of the feathers that made up a bird's wing. The largest pterosaur had a wingspan of more than 35 feet. Surely the biggest creature ever to fly. Archaeopteryx, Pteranodon. Could any dinosaurs swim? Yeah. Dinosaur footprints show that dinosaurs walked in mud and in shallow pools of water. Sometimes they walked into deeper water and began to float so that only the tips of their toes scratched the soft bottom. Dinosaurs did not swim in open seas. The deep water was home to other reptiles that were fast swimmers, such as the Ichthyosaurus, which had a body shaped like a fish, which could move quickly through the water. How did dinosaurs protect themselves from attack? Many peaceful plant eaters were well equipped to ward off fearsome Tyrannosaurus. Some dinosaurs, such as the Ankylosaurus, were covered by a thick layer of armor and had a large club at the end of their tails. Stegosaurus, another armored plant-eating dinosaur, had rows of pointed plates and spikes that shielded its body. The long, sharp horns of Triceratops pointed forward from its head like deadly spears. How were smaller dinosaurs able to attack bigger ones? Sometimes smaller flesh-eating dinosaurs hunted in groups. These groups could surround an old, slow dinosaur many times their size and close in for the kill. Well, so how tough was a Tyrannosaurus? Many flesh-eating dinosaurs were fast and agile, bringing down prey several times their own weight. However, the huge, powerful jaws and the strong hind limbs, and most important, the giant size of the Tyrannosaurus, made the tyrant dinosaur the most terrifying flesh-eater that ever lived. Why did Tyrannosaurus have such short, weak front legs? Indeed, the forelimbs were so short that Tyrannosaurus could not even reach its own mouth with them. No one knows exactly why this is so. It seems that Tyrannosaurus developed over many generations, toward its large body size, and its forelimbs just got smaller and smaller and smaller. Similar changes occur in each one of us as we grow. When you were very young, your head was quite large compared to the rest of your body. But as you grow older, your head will become smaller compared to your body. Imagine if you grew to the size of Tyrannosaurus. We would have tiny heads and giant bodies. What parts of Tyrannosaurus are commonly found? Paleontologists rarely find Tyrannosaurus skeletons. They usually find the fearsome teeth. This is because Tyrannosaurus regularly produced new teeth, as many living animals do. They replaced older, worn teeth that fell out of the jaws. With a mouthful of new teeth, Tyrannosaurus was always ready for a meal. Another reason why teeth are found is that they are the hardest part of the body. When all of the bones of a skeleton have been washed away by wind and rain, the teeth remain on the surface of the ground. Why did Tyrannosaurus die out? Near the end of the age of the dinosaurs, the climate changed. Winters became cooler and summers became hotter. Tyrannosaurus and its dinosaur relatives were not comfortable in this new weather, and they could not survive in large numbers, and finally they died out or became extinct. Other animals were able to survive, such as mouse-like mammals with their coverings of fur. These survivors from the age of the dinosaurs developed into the animals that live today, including ourselves. Are any animals alive today related to dinosaurs? Yes. The ancestry of birds can be traced back to small, flesh-eating relatives of Tyrannosaurus. In the long view of time, birds are really feathered dinosaurs. I hope you've enjoyed. Take care, guys. Miss you.